Hey everybody, the postman delivered yet another wonderful box from Efrain. So I thought I would share as I was doing the unboxing. But an interesting thing happened. I got some fan mail. The letter says, Mama Vi, are you in the library? And can you turn the camera around so we can see the room you're sitting in? Well, I'm kind of in the library and I'm kind of not. By way of explanation, it can be argued that anywhere that I'm storing, collecting, cataloging, or just trying to organize this magnificent collection that's been acquired over the years is actually part of the library. But the reality is, right now, I'm sitting in the workroom in my home with Jill. There's about 150, give or so, linear feet of books, memorabilia, etc. in this room. It is where I work. It's where I catalog. It's where supplies come in. It's where the few books that I consider my most private are, which is the books that have been autographed to me. The rarest of the rare that currently are too fragile to touch, and I haven't acquired enough boxes for them yet. That's where these things are kept until I can get them over to the library. And there is a lot of stuff in this room. I have been teased about it. And I would remind people that the difference between a book hoarder, which I am not, and an archivist is that I can tell you where it is. So I am going to probably flub this badly and make everybody dizzy in the process. So bear with me. I'm still new at this. Remember that. Close enough, right? So as I said, are you dizzy? I should have made everybody queasy with that little rig around. But as I said, you're in my workroom. So let me see now, what do they say? With no more hesitation, this is what Efrain sent today. Now, I have a feeling, oops, I'm upside down. I have a general idea of what's in here, but the specifics of this are going to be a surprise to both of us. So, no more hesitation. Let me see if I can find the right place to do my thing without hurting this precious content or cutting myself into small pieces. That's a good start right there. You know, there's always one little piece of tape that has to be difficult. The box is very carefully marked, do not bend. And I'm going to pull these out very, very gently. The first one, oh my stars. Can everybody see this? This is an impressive piece of history, and I have a feeling a lot of these pictures are probably Efrain's. Vanessa Del Rio, I remember her. The Circus of the Erotic from Kinematics, who is one of the sponsors of this. This is a beautiful piece of history. Now, here is the problem with things like this. And promoters and producers, I'm talking to y'all. We have a day and a date and an incredible location, Webster Hall, as you can see, was the home of an awful lot of great fetish parties, especially even back in my day, and I'm not going to tell you how long ago that was. But what we don't have here is a year. So I'm going to have to ask Mr. Gonzalez if he has a year on this, and be very, very careful, because you can see that these posters are very frail. So one of the family members will be getting out the proper archival materials in order to make sure that these posters are well preserved and they don't rip. Next, out of this amazing box of history. Oh, Efrain, thank you. Thank you. This is the master cover, I have a feeling, the printer's copy of one of Efrain's books. If you are into tattoos and piercings at all, I would suggest you add this to your collection. And let me see if there is, of course not, there wouldn't be a picture of the photographer on here. Anyway, from Efrain Gonzalez. I'm going to frame this one because it is just that beautiful. What else? Reaching down, down, down. Let's see what I pulled out. Well, these are all coming out together, so let's see what I've got. An interesting piece, autographed by Mark Chester. Many of you have seen this beautiful piece of art. I have a feeling this was from one photographer to another. Oh, another Mark Chester. A different piece from a different collection of his. This is another beautiful piece. And this one, I think, was at, yes, this was at the Leslie Lohman, which is an art gallery in New York that has also featured Efrain. Oh my. This is a walk down memory lane for me. As a matter of fact, if I look hard enough, I can probably find my own signature here. This is a rarity. This is the poster, one of the posters from Living in Leather. This was Living in Leather 7 at, was this the Blackstone? Yes, this was the Blackstone Hotel. I have many stories that I could tell about this event. I won't. But what an amazing treasure. A signed piece. So I'm going to have to make sure that this goes into an archival sleeve right away so that none of the signatures are damaged. Down here, we have KT Chase. Friends in Photography. Here's an autograph, if you can see it, from Janet Ryan. Who else do I know on here? Whose signatures that I can make out? This one up in the corner is from Chuck Higgins. He was male co-chair this year for this conference. Oh, who else? Jennifer McFarland, who is secretary for, this is Jennifer's signature right here, who was secretary for the NLA for at least 6 or 7 years through the NLA's infancy. But one of the other things about Ms. McFarland is that she had been a serious corseting fanatic for at least 10 years and had a tiny, tiny waist, and encouraged so many women who were just venturing out into corseting as not just a look good, but as a potential lifestyle. And there's more. Moving things very gently. I've seen pictures of this one. another amazing poster from New York's history. Oops, I'm tilted. Let's try this way. There. Which way am I going from my own camera? Open Dungeon, the official fetish flea market after party. Spectacular. We will have all of these scanned so that the scans can be made available, so that organizations that need bits and pieces of history can get them out of our files. Now, I'm moving things very gently because it feels like a few of these stuck to the tape that's at the bottom of this box. So, come up. And there's more. Digging down. Yes, I can hear the tape releasing it. So I'm treating it very gently, making sure there's nothing else in here. I'm wrong. There are even more little treasures at the bottom. So now I can use this, maybe, and hope it doesn't guillotine me. Yeah, that's probably not one of my better ideas. What do you think? You know? All right, let's try this a little differently. Let's see if it'll work this way, and I can put it in the bookcase. Yes! See, I knew if I worked on it, we could make this happen. Putting more things up. And then, getting back to all of these magnificent treasures yet to be viewed. Another Mark Chester poster. This is going to be a beautiful piece to be framed for the library, showing all three together. Blank piece of paper to hold everything in. This is an interesting piece. Can you all see this? This was in New York at the Sound Factory. By command of the Emperor. I have a feeling this was one heck of a party. Kink. That's a wonderful addition. Now, note, promoters, the year. Thank you. So many treasures. A signed poster. Let me show you this one. From the American Leather Family competition. What year was this magnificent piece? Saturday, October 15th. This was back when the ABW competition was an entire weekend long. American Brother, 1994, there it is. And if you can see it, you will see that they're showing the American Cowboy competition. This was one of the titles that was eventually dropped, but the American Leatherwoman at one point in time also had an American Cowboy. I've got two here. Let me see what's in my hand. Oh, such special memories. Leather Pride Night. The first of the great leather auctions started really in New York. All of the groups of New York got together to put on one amazing event that raised tens of thousands of dollars every year, probably more, for charity. LSM, which was a group that I've been around since its charter. LSM, Gay Male SM Activists, GMSMA, Heritage of Pride, all of the clubs would get together and make this event happen. And each year they chose different charities to give the money to. And through the course of the year, items were collected that would go into this fantastic auction. Back in the day, every title holder who was or wanted to make sure that they made an impression volunteered to be a model for this, so that a David Menke's harness might be on IML. A beautiful skirt from, say, the Hilton's fantastic store might be on Iml. Purple Passion might be sponsoring 2 or 3 different items that different title holders would carry out and show and bid up, because of their own fan base, would bid up the price of the goods, remembering that they were all going to charity. Oh, another wonderful piece. This is the American Brotherhood weekend from 1994. Now, this should be of interest to Sarah Humble, because this is her year. The American Leatherman, the Cowboy competitions, and the first American Leatherwoman competition. So this is a beautiful piece of history. 1994. Humble, you looking? And then, what do we have here? Oh, with a note. Let me move this note so that you can see it, but still appreciate. This was a poster for the Fantasy, for the Fantasy Factory. They had a dungeon party, all sorts of games, and if you can see Efrain's note, it said this was an after party for the Fetish Fantasy Flea Market. And then the last beautiful piece in this is a signed IML poster. There I am, I'm even finally. This was IML 15, and 50. Oy, I'm getting old. IML 15, and look at all of the amazing signatures. This was 1993. This is, let me see now. Whose signatures can I make out? KT Chase, I can see that one. I see a cute little cartoon here that actually looks like, is that Janet Blevins down here? This says to Efrain. Here's another one from Chuck Higgins. And here's a special one up here, barely in the darkness. See if I can get that without shadows. Here is an autograph from Tony DeBlas. This is another beautiful piece that will immediately go into a sleeve in order to preserve the signatures. So, I had spoken at one time about chasing the paper and the posters and the importance of preserving them, not just to mark the history of an event, but to show some of the people that were there And this blessed gift from Efrain gives you a little more of an idea of the importance of the paper that is part of our tribal memorabilia. So, anyway, Mama Vi signing out until the next box comes in.